Hey guys, and welcome to my continuation for my Cyberpunk 2077 cosplay project. And this video is gonna be from beginning to end on how I created my own original gun for my Cyberpunk character. Just a quick detail. This basically this is this gun right here. As you can see, it's this gun right here that I made. Quick detail. This is basically a revolver gun, but this is like an anti-personnel gun. I want to say this is like a railgun. If you guys don't know, a railgun is like probably the strongest weapon there is. That cannot be used whatsoever, but futuristic wise, you can use it. But this is basically like a handheld revolver. This is for like anti-personnel, like sticky situations. Like my character will not pull this out unless he needs to, or if he has to. So this is basically just a revolver form. The gun. Sorry, showing you right now. This is basically the gun right here, the other one that I made, and this is the one, the revolver. So this is the Lexington, the gun, the B starts with the beginning of the game, and this is the other one, my Cyberpunk inspired gun. You guys can see it right there. So yeah, this video is gonna be showcasing how I basically drew up the pattern, made it digital, and made it into a finished prop. I'm really excited. I'm actually really excited, really proud how this came out, and I wanted to showcase to you guys. This video is gonna be a little bit lengthy. I apologize for that. This video is almost gonna be almost 30 minutes long. So if you guys don't want to watch the whole thing, you guys can skip throughout the whole video and see the process and how I did it. But if you guys want to see it from beginning to end, gladly appreciate it. So yeah, enjoy the video. Alright everyone, so basically this video is, like I said in the beginning of the video, this video is going to be entailing from beginning to end, how I basically make a pattern, drawn pattern, how I made it digital printed out, and how to have a finished prop. So from beginning to end, as you guys are going to see me draw the pattern. After that, you guys are going to see me draw the pattern and making it digital, scaling it to the correct size, and then after that I'm going to be making the prop out of the installation form. So right now you guys are basically going to be seeing me draw. Basically looking at different type of guns from the futuristic sci-fi guns. I was looking at a lot of revolver guns for the game itself. I was looking also at a lot of Blade Runner guns as well because I love the movie Blade Runner. So I was basically taking inspiration from revolvers, how to see how the fit they would look, and just basically just giving my own twist, my own inspiration on how I wanted this gun to be. Basically the background of this gun, this is basically because I'm gonna be giving this character a lot of story as well. This revolver is basically an anti-tank unit. It's just basically an anti-personnel unit. So I would say this is basically the small version of a railgun, just in a revolver form. Obviously you cannot be using this as much, but this is like a last minute resort if you're stuck in a sticky situation. But my character just busts this gun out and basically just to help him get out any situation he can. So this is basically like a railgun in a revolver form. But I just basically decided to make it all look futuristic looking, and I'm just super happy with how it came out. Basically the other gun that I made, I'm using it for reference to see how big I wanted. Granted, I wanted to first do the gun, I drew a little bit too big for my liking, and that's why I did it all digital and scaled it down to size to where it fits my hand. So enjoy the rest of the video, guys. I'm basically gonna be talking here and there on what I did, and just basically you guys gonna see me draw everything out. So enjoy the rest of the video. Alright guys, this is going to be the second part of this video of me creating the Magnum railgun that I'm doing for my Cyberpunk character. Specifically this right here. You guys saw me draw this. It's a cool design, honestly. I'm really happy with the design. but quite frankly, it's a little bit too big. So what I'm gonna do is I already took a picture of it. And I'm gonna be creating the template on Illustrator, as you guys can see right in front of you. And I'm just gonna be making the basic template, and I'm just gonna draw everything out. But I'm just gonna make it smaller in size. So that's basically all that I'm doing. I'm gonna be making it smaller in size. I'm gonna be creating the template, and there's gonna be a time lapse of that. So you guys are basically seeing from me hand drawn to digital to finished prop. So basically showing you the 3 steps that it takes for me to create a prop from scratch, making the pattern, adjusting the pattern, making the pattern digital, printing it out once more, and then having the finished prop itself. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully guys, it's very informative for you guys, and hopefully see you again, channel. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so this is the following parts to this tutorial video. So basically right now what I'm doing is I'm opening up a new document and basically a new paper. So I basically drew this by hand. I'm going to be drawing it by digital. So what I'm doing right now is I'm basically scaling it to the length of the gun how I want it to be. As you guys can see, the paper is 11 by 17 inches or so, and that's just basically the measurement that I'm using for the paper in Illustrator. Granted, you guys don't have to use Illustrator to do your tracing. You guys can use GIMP, Inkscape, and just all the other alternatives that you guys want to use to create your digital patterns. Honestly, I'm going to be putting a link down below to all the not the patterns, but all the art programs you guys can use basically for free. Because there's this misconception that if somebody's in digital artist, they have to spend a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money for just a simple art program, and that's not really true. There are many great art programs out there that are for free, and they just work good as well, or even better than the paid programs. But I use Photoshop and Illustrator because this is what I have installed on my computer. Granted, I do use the other programs from time to time, and I love using all the other programs as well, but this is easier for me when I want to do my patterns. So you guys are basically going to see me trace and just adjust the patterns to size, and after that, you guys are going to basically see me build it out of the installation foam board. So enjoy the rest of the video, enjoy the time lapse of me creating the digital patterns, and just basically a look into how I do my Etsy stuff as well. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. And this part is me basically putting in the pattern and just working on it. As you guys, sorry about that. As you guys know, I'm going to be working on the installation foam board, and that's basically going to be the main material that I'm going to be using, the main medium that I'm going to be using to create all my patterns and props. Granted, for the bigger details or smaller details, I'm going to be using craft foam, but I'm going to try my best to carve everything down. And honestly, I did a decent amount of carving on the gun itself. The foam board has a lot of details on its own. It's just the craft foam just basically makes the foam thicker, but not as thick. Eventually the gun actually ended up being too thick. The gun was at least almost like 2 to 3 inches thick, almost 4 with the foam board. So basically halfway through, you guys are gonna see me cut the gun in half, and I just basically cutting it down in size, and then basically cutting that half into half, and then you basically using the thirds of a half to make it smaller than what it is, and it worked out. In the end. I'm happy with all the details that I did, but you guys are basically gonna be seeing me doing all of that on this specific gun. So yeah, basically enjoy the rest of the video. I know this video is pretty long. This video is almost 30 minutes on its own, but I'm gonna try and go back and edit it and cut out some parts that are not important or not relevant. But like I said, I'm gonna be trying my best to edit this down. But this is basically from creating a pattern, making it digital, and to having a finished prop all in one video, and show you guys a process that it takes to create a prop. Honestly, this is just a showcase to show you guys that you guys can do this as well. You guys don't have to have a digital pattern. If you guys want to draw it out by hand and just have it saved that's really good. If you guys take a picture of it and just print out that pattern multiple times, you guys are gonna have that saved pattern. But for me, I just wanted to do a digital pattern so I can scale it down to size where it fits my hand. It is not too big for the other handgun that I made for my character. So yeah, that's basically pretty it. I have the gun in my hand. I'm having really fun playing with this around. It's a really beautiful gun in my opinion. But no, yeah, that's basically it. Enjoy the rest of the video, guys. Enjoy the music for it. Like I stated last video, I'm happy with the music that it shows. All the links are gonna be down below to my patterns, to the materials that I use, to basically everything, all the resources you guys need to create the props. So this is a big prop. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm gonna be coming back in the end, describing what's gonna be happening next with the series, and probably gonna be taking a little bit of a break because I'm gonna be also creating the outfit, and the outfit's gonna take me the longest to create. So once I get that video for the outfit, the beginning part is gonna be coming out. I want to say, right now this video is coming out on a Monday. I want to say that video might come out on a Friday, and following so because it's gonna be 1 week. It's gonna be one video per week when it comes to the outfit. So enjoy the rest of the video, guys. You guys are gonna see me carve. You guys are gonna see me freaking just cut it up, put it to size. Basically, the video is self-explanatory. Yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. Alright guys, and this is the part where I told you where the gun was too thick. As you guys can see, the gun is almost like 2 to 3 inches thick, and that's pretty thick as it is for a gun. So what I did is I cut the gun in half. I basically separated the cylinder side, and I separated the barrel side. And what I'm doing right now is I'm basically marking on both sides where the gun is halfway through. The reason for that is I still wanted to keep the details of the gun itself. I didn't want to do it all over again. So what I decided is I'm gonna be slicing the guns into two to three different sides. Obviously the sides were all the pieces already built, and then the middle side I'm gonna be cutting those 2 pieces down to 1. At first I didn't know what I was gonna do about it because I was at a lost cause and I did not want to build the gun all over again. But I was just looking at it and thinking really hard on what to do next, and so I just basically decided that honestly, both the sides, both halves are basically almost the same thickness. So if I just cut one of the other halves into another half, I'm gonna have a really good thickness that's not gonna be too thick, and the gun is gonna be uniform. So that's basically what I did. So the part that's already two halves, I basically cut it in half, as you guys can see right now. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm cutting all the parts in halves right now. I'm cutting them in halves right now, and with that half that I'm cutting, I'm basically gonna glue it all together to have a uniform barrel. So instead of having two pieces, I'm gonna have three pieces. Alright guys, and this is the part where I told you where the gun was too thick. As you guys can see, the gun is almost like 2 to 3 inches thick, and that's pretty thick as it is for a gun. So what I did is I cut the gun in half. I basically separated the cylinder side, and I separated the barrel side. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm basically marking on both sides where the gun is halfway through. The reason for that is I still wanted to keep the details of the gun itself. I didn't want to do it all over again. So what I decided is I'm gonna be slicing the guns into two to three different sides. Obviously the sides are all the pieces are already built, and then the middle side I'm gonna be cutting those two pieces down to one. At first I didn't know what I was gonna do about it because I was at a lost cause and I did not want to build the gun all over again. But I was just looking at it and thinking really hard on what to do next, and so I just basically decided that honestly, both the sides, both halves are basically almost the same thickness. So if I just cut one of the other halves into another half, I'm gonna have a really good thickness that's not gonna be too thick, and the gun is gonna be uniform. So that's basically what I did. So the part that's already two halves, I basically cut it in half, as you guys can see right now. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm cutting all the parts in halves right now. I'm cutting them in halves right now, and with that half that I'm cutting, I'm basically gonna glue it all together to have a uniform barrel. So instead of having two pieces, I'm gonna have three pieces. Alright guys, so this is the part where I actually do a lot of sculpting and just cutting away and carving on this specific gun itself. If you guys haven't noticed by yet, all the small little details, taking my time with the X-Acto blade, with the utility knife, just carving away, making sure everything's correct. I'm just being very patient with this gun. Honestly, this gun took me around 4 to 5 days to build in total. I would spend at least like almost an hour or two every night working on it. Just basically doing between my two jobs that I have, and just maybe taking care of my family. So this gun, it was just an adventure. It was a journey to just basically get all those little details in place. But in all honesty, I love how the gun looks like. I'm looking at it right now next to me on my computer table, and it's just amazing. I'm happy I took the time to carve it out of the insulation foam. Just basically doing my own way, doing my own little details, doing a lot of freehanding sculpting and making those little details just freehanded instead of just cutting out the pattern. Honestly, what helped a lot the most is me looking back at my drawing in front of me, because it is always good to have a reference picture. Always good to have a reference picture. So you're gonna basically see me, even though for some of the pieces don't fit, I actually went back and shaved down the gun itself, because how sometimes I cut and sometimes how the insulation foam is, the foam is always never gonna be straight. That's always the same case with ABA foam. You can cut ABA foam, the ABA foam lines are gonna be straight when you cut it, but with insulation foam, the insulation foam is not squishy. Once you cut it, that's the shape it's gonna take, and unless you have a good shape for it, that's your shape is gonna stay for it, unless you carve it down even more. So those little details, I needed a flat area, so I basically went down with the utility knife and just cut it down even more, and I shaved it down even more so it can be flat. So on some places it was a flat side, and some places it was a curved side. But I basically just sculpted it enough that I could put all those little details into place, and everything you guys can see in this gun is basically sculpted with the insulation foam. So there are some top details that I used that was with craft foam, but most of this gun is insulation foam board, and I'm just so happy that I'm using this material again, because this material is amazing. And honestly, I'm probably going to be using this material a lot more for bigger stuff like this. But since I have an abundance of this material laying around, I thought what better product to use it and just make guns and swords out of it. So yeah, you guys are going to see me do a lot more sculpting, a lot more shaving, a lot more carving, doing more details, cutting into it, and just making the gun feel perfect to my hands, that it can complement the other gun as well. So you guys are going to basically see me put both the guns together so I can see the size reference, to see one gun is not too big than the other, but that's basically it. I think this last 3 clips is just basically me doing cleanup work with the gun, just doing all the little details that I need for it, and just freehanding a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's the rest of the video, guys. I'm gonna stop talking right now, so you enjoy the rest of it. Like I said, this video is gonna be coming out tomorrow, which is Monday, and then the outfit video is gonna be most likely coming out Friday. And the outfit video is most likely gonna be 1 video per week, because the outfit is gonna take me a while to make, and I want to take my time with it and just perfect it. So yeah, this is BK Paz. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, all my links are gonna be down below in the description section. My Etsy store where I sell all my patterns. If you guys want to private message me, you can private message me on Instagram or my Etsy store. I'm currently taking commissions, but they are very limited. And if you guys are interested in commission, please let me know what type of commission is. If it's for a prop, it's doable. But if it's for a full costume, that's gonna be taking longer to make. Message me beforehand. I can give you guys my rates, and I can tell you guys if I can make it or not. Because right now I have limited space. That was my son right there. My son popped here for a quick minute. And yeah, that's basically it. So enjoy the rest of the video.